Hi, good day, and welcome to Moose Jaw This Week. I'm your host, Lyle Johnson, and today we're going to be talking to a couple of things that have to do with history in our past. And one is the revival of the Sukanen ship's Threshing Bee, and we're going to be talking to Gary Davis, the secretary of the organization out there, and an antique collector of different things. And also, we're going to be talking about the tunnels of Moose Jaw. So don't go too far from your screen. You're going to enjoy both these segments. Gary Davis, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Lyle.
So, Gary, you've been involved with the Sukanen ship since you were a high school kid, and it first started.
That's right.
You think that's like over 50 years ago.
It is. The museum started 52 years ago.
I remember your Model A. We drove down the alley behind your house when you got your first Model A, and before it was when it was a coupe, not a what do you call it? What's the model? It's not a cabriolet. Sport coupe. Yeah, coupe. Yeah. It was a sedan originally, but you've made some good things and some growth along. Sukanen ship is coming back to revitalize its great things, and of course, the Threshing Bee was one of the highlights of the season for people in southern Saskatchewan. So, tell me why you were able to do this to get it back on the road.
Well, we've been doing this since 1969, and last year was, of course, an anomaly. The first year we were not able to host the show, but since things have opened up again here, it looks like it's a go for this year again on September 11th and 12th. It's a 2-day event on the weekend following Labor Day.
Yeah, and of course, it's a thrashing bee. You call it that because you actually have thrashing machines set up. You have steam-powered vehicles moving around. There's parades. There's displays. And my personal favorite, homemade pies, which Joyce Walter decrees that this is one of the great things that one should do in their lives, is to go to Sukanen ship Threshing Bee and have pie, because it's all homemade and they're yummy, if nothing else. Yeah. So tell me about some of the things. Yeah. I hope so. Yeah.
We have our oat crop growing. It's not growing as well this year as some years because of the drought, but it doesn't matter. We'll still have some oats to thresh, and we'll be doing a number of demonstrations. We usually save part of a field so we can run the binder around and show people how we cut oats with the binder and stoop the oats, and then the whole process. We have a number of demonstrations. We usually have 3 threshing machines operating, at least one of them on steam power. This year, the Bruce family has been bringing us their steamer, and now they apparently have 3 restored steamers they're going to bring this year.
Well, their daughter is quite the mechanic,
very, Yes, she is. She operates the steamers, helps operate them. We have a miniature steamer that's been reproduced probably 30 or so years ago. It was donated to us by the Stout Museum. We're in the process now of getting that certified and operational, so we'll have the little mini steamer operating as well. A number of gas tractors, and people from the museum, and people bring tractors to display on the weekend, as well as cars and trucks and any number of pieces of equipment that'll be in operation.
Yeah, I know some of the old guys like to get out there and do. They take their turn at stooking and unloading the threshing machine, because it's a lost skill. It's a lost skill.
Yes, it is. And we have a number of young people too who are anxious to try their hand at it and learn how it was done. So we like to see that. Like to see young people coming out, and young people are going to be the future of this museum, because those of us who founded it are in our declining years. We need more young people coming on to take over the reins, because it's getting bigger and better every year, and we're very happy about that. But it means more work and more time and more people.
I prefer to think of it as advancing years, Gary, rather than decline.
Depends on the day.
It's just yeah, exactly. Well, if anybody from Moose Jaw is around on a Wednesday, they can stop. The museum is always full tilt on Wednesday. There's work parties organized and things happening all the
Yeah,
time.
that's kind
And the museum itself is open right now. Like you can go and tour it, can't you?
yes, we were closed last year, but this year we did a bit of a soft opening. We decided to open 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday, and that's worked well for us. But next year we'll be open 7 days a week again, like we always have been. But right now
Yeah.
we're open 4 days a week, and yes, certainly you can come out and tour the museum and have a look around. It's there's just so much there to see. The complete Pioneer Village, the ship itself is a unique story. We have uh, two buildings that are probably 50 by 100, and three larger than that, filled with cars, trucks, and tractors. So anybody who's into that will spend an enjoyable afternoon there.
Oh yeah, anything mechanical and stuff, people can just uh, gearheads are totally encouraged to be around.
Oh
And
yes,
people say, "Well, this is how we used to separate separate milk from butter and from cream." And you go, "What?"
yes,
That's to do with science and centrifuges and stuff like that. But there's so much that people can experience, and a lot of people maintain their cars, their antique vehicles, and store them out there because it's a good place to go. They don't usually and might not necessarily have a place at home. But you have quite an assortment of vehicles out there.
yes. There's a wide assortment of vehicles, and in our truck building, for example, there's a row of vehicles there. Most people walk down the line, some I've never heard of. Republic, a Sterling, a Whippet panel truck,
Studebaker, yeah,
a
you can
Studebaker, yes.
take them to your. Now, for folks watching, of course, you would know things like that. Gary's very much involved with Studebakers, and he has. How many Studebakers do you own right now, Gary?
Only two,
Only two.
yes.
Well, I thought you had a Hawk
No,
and
I
a
have a
and
54, a truck. I have a
oh yeah,
54
yeah,
Hart Commander right top in a truck, yes.
yeah.
My
Well,
son
because
has a couple, though. We're keeping him
yes,
the family.
Evan has quite a collection himself. He lives up northern Saskatchewan, but he always manages to find time to come down for the Threshing Bee with
Yes,
some of his vehicles.
yes.
Um, yeah, so when we've got people coming in from all over, there's even people camping is available too, is it not?
Yes, we have a limited number of camping spaces. People can come in for the weekend and camp. It's only $20 to camp for the weekend, and that can be from Thursday to Monday, or if you come in early and stay late, that's okay. You just come in and set up, and you can be on the ground. So pancake breakfast every morning, 8 till 10 on Saturday and Sunday. So lots of good food there, burgers and all kinds of good food, and plus the homemade
Yeah.
pies. So a number of people come in and camp for the weekends, and it's an annual event for a lot of people.
So let's just go through, Gary, a day like Saturday. People can show up, and there's a schedule of things that they might want to plan around, like when there's a
That's right.
parade or
And
when there's traffic. So let's go
yes,
through that.
the schedule is just being finalized. It'll be on our website at sukanenshipmuseum.ca, and they can look at what's happening each day. But there will be different displays and different things, plowing demonstrations and those sort of things taking place at certain times. Rope making is going on a lot of the time. Blacksmithing, the shop will be open. They'll be doing blacksmithing, a quilting demonstration in the hall. So church service Sunday morning at 11 in the old church. So just lots of things to see, and vintage tractor pull both days in the afternoon. So
Yeah, and you've
if you
got a
look on
parade
our
of
website,
vehicles and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, usually a parade. 1 o'clock is the parade. So yes, look on our website, and the schedule events will be posted there, and people can plan what they're going to do. But certainly,
Yeah.
come early, stay late. You won't run out of things to see.
Yeah, and I was suggesting that we wanted to have this segment on soon so people can start planning for it because it's something to look forward to. It's one of those events that people want to see, and even though you might not have everything finalized now, I think people need to know that you're going to do it, and that there's going to be things happening, and they can follow along as time passes as to when things are up and ready.
Exactly, we're working toward it now. So hopefully, lots of folks will come out, and I think people are looking for someplace to go, something to do, something to see. And a number of folks, though, I haven't been out there for a few years. Well, if you haven't been there for 5 years, there are there are whole buildings that weren't there when you were there last time.
Yeah.
So it's changing and growing every year.
Well, the building that you have your display in, Gary, it's you have a few vehicles in there, but you share that with somebody?
There were four of us left who were four of the founding members of the museum, and we had a Quonset out there that we built in 1976 for storage of our own vehicles, and the deal was it would revert back to the museum in 40 years. Well, that went back rather quickly, and we had to do something with our vehicles. So we made a deal with the museum that we constructed a 40 by 160 building to put our vehicles in. So the four of us have our collections in that building, and we have control of the building. And when we're gone, our kids can inherit the collections, and they'll have a place to live. So that's working out well for us, and for the museum.
And you've got a garage there. Part of your display is inside of a garage or gas station, I guess it would be more correct to say.
There's a facade in there. I built a facade of Lambert and Hornoy, which was a Studebaker and Massey Harris dealer in Moose Jaw for many years. So our Studebakers are parked in front of that, and a Massey tractor. And we have a number of displays in there besides just cars.
Yeah, for sure. And there's many other buildings. They're housed, like there's your Massey. Is it your Massey building?
We have an International Harvester building.
International Harvester, sorry.
Well, one was a dealer in Alberta. When he closed his dealership, saved everything out of the showroom: the parts bins, the counter, all the signs, all the displays. Everything out of his showroom was put in storage, and he was looking for a place to display it. So they built a building on our grounds, a 60 by 120 building, where the front third of it is that actual showroom from an IH dealership, and the back of the building is filled with International Harvester equipment and tractors and trucks, and that's certainly one of our feature buildings. It's new, and it's amazing to see. And the Quonset that we built in 76 and moved out of has now become a John Deere dealership. So we have buildings for Case, Alice Chalmers, John Deere, you name it. I think one time we had something like 160 tractors undercover on display. That's probably
grown. And there's a few fire trucks around too.
Yes, we got some fire trucks. Yes, one is
so,
ours.
And the train station, and the Diefenbaker homestead.
The Diefenbaker homestead, exactly. That was moved from Regina a number of years ago, and the elevator, of course. Not many of those left anymore. The railway station, and of course the ship, which itself is an interesting story.
Gary, we're out of time, so let's retell. Yeah, I know. So, when are the dates that it's going to take place?
Okay, September 11th and 12th, Saturday and Sunday. It's a 2-day event, so there'll be lots to see. And admission is $10 or $16 for a 2-day pass. And children 6 to 12 are $5, under 6 are free. And we certainly encourage the kids. Kids really have a ball out there. Kids love the place.
Because it's hands-on stuff. Yeah, it's
lots
a hands-on place.
Stuff. Right, exactly.
Yeah. Well, Gary, congratulations to you and Gord and all the people out there at the museum for keeping this alive and making it such a vital and expected thing to look forward to, because people want to get out there and enjoy the pie and all the visual things that take place. That's wrapping up with Gary Davis, the secretary at the Sukanen Ship Museum. And you can find their website, sukanenshipmuseum.ca, I think it is. But I want to thank Gary for being here and talking to me. And hope that you enjoy the 11th and 12th of September out at Sukanen Ship. Good weather, I'm sure. So we'll be right back. Don't go away.